good morning, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your fave, Kevin and Azim, featuring Jade, Gwenisha, Gwyneth Paltrow, Idita, CPL Johnson.
Morning. What's up? We're back for another day.
It is
Yeah,
Tuesday, September
it's Tuesday.
28th, and the time
Kevin,
is
you want to give
8
them a date
a.m.
update? A day update?
Yes, it is Tuesday, September 28th, and the time is 8 a.m.
Come in. Let me go have some headphones because I cannot hear you.
Oh, well, there we go.
Bang him out till I come down.
Well, in the meantime, it's a wonderful Tuesday. We are 2 days away from September coming to an end, meaning that we are now in the final quarter of the year. In a few days, it's crazy. 2 years of pandemic just flew by, but we move. So, yeah, it's really kind of frustrating when you think about it. The fact that like we 2 years into this pandemic and we kind of still here.
I don't even really think about it at this point because the stress. Nobody could have told me we would have been battling this for 2 years. Like nobody could have told me that we would have been missing carnivals and we would have been inside, not able to do anything. Like that sounds so,
Far-fetched.
right? Yet here we are, boy. Just struggling along. Such fun. I'm truly ready for this to be over. Like I wish I could just go to
I
sleep.
think we all are.
Yeah, I feel like we could just go to sleep and just, when we wake up, pandemic gone. But that's never happening, so great. But before we even jump into anything, speaking of pandemic, I just want to send some condolences to the family of the opposition communications chief for Guyana, Mr. Imran Khan. He actually passed away from COVID. So, some sad news there. He actually was one of the people we spoke to on Cross Caribbean Link Up one of those Fridays. And we got some news today that he unfortunately passed away. So the pandemic is taking people one by one, unfortunately. But yeah, Kevin, I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. And again, we're sending our condolences to everyone that knew him and the people that he left an impact on. It was such an insightful conversation, and we spoke to him on Cross Caribbean Link Up, and just to think that he's not here anymore, it's a bit of one of those moments that make you just completely dumbfounded.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people think that COVID is something that just takes older people, and it's definitely not. It doesn't care about your age, your sex, your identity. It just takes you. So.
Yeah. But everybody just continue to be safe. Continue to, put your masks on. Use your non-pharmaceutical measures. And here I am opening Facebook, and I see that somebody just lost somebody again to COVID. Well, my gosh. But just continue to be safe and keep others around you safe. So.
Yeah. Morning, Azim.
Morning.
Azim has joined us.
Yeah, so we're just talking about Mr. Khan.
Yeah. Really sad news this morning. Really sad news. I think he actually sparked a lot of thought by giving us some information about racial tensions and stuff in Guyana. Since then, I would have reached out to friends of mine about it, and gotten different perspectives. So even in that limited interaction, he was very influential. And I think that would have been one of the shows where people would have really taken away something from the conversation. So condolences to his family and his friends, and the people of Guyana.
Yeah, it's a tough one, boy. Never gets easier, but heavy sigh.
Yeah, just continue to be safe, people, and as safe as you can be, because at this point, like, what can you really do? Because you could be as safe as possible, try to do all the things that you're supposed to do. You could be as safe as possible, try to do all the things that you're supposed to do, and yet, somebody passes you COVID unknowingly, and now you die, like, bruh.
Again, guys, this is where it's important to take whatever steps you can to give yourself the best chance of dealing with the virus in a way that allows you to move on. So whether that means vaccination, whether that means ensuring that your immune system is strong and you're healthy, these are the things we also need to think about.
Yeah.
Exercise, remain active, and be mindful of your diet and the things that you feed your temple, right?
Yep.
Boom bang. Let me ask you a question. If you have good time travel, what would be some of the things you would like to go back and see?
Who invented COVID?
Who invented COVID?
Nothing.
I really wouldn't care at this point. Because you can't change anything.
Oh, you can't change?
You want to see it?
No.
Oh, I would like to see, just like things to view. I would like to view the Wall of Berlin situation.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would like to watch that moment happen. You can't interfere with anything, but I would like to watch that moment happen. I think that's an amazing moment.
I think I would have liked to see the riots. What that St. Kitts had in what year was it?
The Buckley's one?
No, the one when
1993?
Yes. I was one, so I didn't.
Okay, I get that.
I didn't see
I get
one.
that. My list would include things like I would like to go back and watch a Mike Tyson fight in his day, a Muhammad Ali fight in his day.
I remember Felicia things.
I would like to see Prince perform live, one of the secret shows.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're definitely going back for leisure things. You're right.
The other things would be things like I'm a big fan of like military history. Mm-hmm. So there's several wars that I would like to go back and witness.
Why, man? If I was in a
I would
war,
also I would like to go back and watch like stuff like the gladiator fights, like the original.
Yes,
gladiator.
that's one of mine too. To go to the Coliseum.
Yeah, I want to see some violence.
I would like to go to the Coliseum and watch the gladiators fights. I'd actually also like to watch the first Olympics.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
To see what that was like.
You see, like for me,
because I know things were much different.
Yes, big up Gawain one time. First on the live today. He's saying that he'd like to see Bob Marley perform live. That's one of mine.
Yes,
that's a good one too.
That's a good one, boy.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
Yeah,
I want to. I know the show that I want to see as well is the San Diego show.
I think I would have wanted to see the show after they tried to assassinate him, the first time.
The Smile Jamaica show.
Because I know he had a lot of passion after that one. Yeah.
That's the one when you see what it would be for me is I would not want to see Bob in Jamaica. That's the thing for me.
Why?
Because during his lifetime, like he was not like the big artist of the time. He got more respect out of Jamaica. Okay, think about it this way. That same show you're talking about, the one when he had Edward Seaga and Michael Manley, and they pulled their hands together and think it was this big moment or whatever. You got to recognize that Bob was performing like during the day. Like he was like an opening act. Because at the time, the big act would have been Jacob Miller.
Okay, so I think I want to see her since then.
Yeah. No, that don't mean that the show wasn't amazing. I think it's one of the big shows. But I want to see him in, like, full production, like, people fully appreciating him, that kind of thing.
I know one I would want to see. The Vybz Kartel and Mavado clash. Sting. Sting? It was Sting?
Yeah, Sting, yeah.
Yeah.
Sting.
I would love to see that
Okay.
live, boy. That day looked like it was,
I got that.
it was vibes.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but there's you know what it is for me? I want to see the greats at their greatest moments. That's what it is.
That was one of Kartel's greatest moments.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Not denying that. Not denying that. Baba boy.
I remember that in the crowd dying.
Oh boy.
Listen, that
I don't know.
was brutal, man.
I feel like in them situations the play is so tense. I don't think you're at a place where if you look at people's faces during the clash, nobody's smiling here. Like everybody's just like waiting for
That's
something
the
to happen.
business. I going back in time, so I don't know why I'm going to watch. If they want to smile, that's the business, you know?
Don't. Anyway, but y'all ever seen, like, the reason I'm asking this too is because, like, he came back to me last night. I don't know if y'all ever saw the video of, like, the time travel at the Mike Tyson fight. Y'all never seen this
I
video?
can't even say that video. That's what we're talking about.
So y'all don't know about this theory?
No, I know there's a time travel theory.
No, there's a video of a Mike Tyson's fight from like 91 or 92, something like that. And there's a guy, Kevin done searching. All I got type in is like time traveler and Mike Tyson. The video is there, like, and the guy is holding a smartphone in like 1992. It looked like an iPhone 10 or something.
That's wild.
Yeah, but the
I'm
video.
looking it up for true.
Yeah, the video is there. Yeah,
Now believe you.
It's true.
I'm telling you.
95. It's 95.
God, that iPhone,
I'm telling you.
too big camera.
And it's not like photoshopped or anything because it's a video. Like, you can Photoshop VHS tape.
Probably. Pana, wait, see? Put on the phone, boy. You know, I can see this again.
I believe
That's
that I
wild.
believe that they could not only that. All you have to do if you want to believe in time travel is look at The Simpsons
The
Yeah.
Simpsons, yeah, but
and
the
Future
Simpsons,
Futurama.
the Simpsons, just be on it.
The Simpsons,
Be on it. The man don't even hide it.
They be telling us, yo, time travel is real.
Listen.
Time travel is real.
I think I watched one where this lady, was a lady or a man? I think it was a lady, right? And she was walking through this like really old, this was like 1940 something, before cell phone and so was made. And she literally on a phone.
Yeah, there's pictures of these things, like there's pictures of like our painters will paint pictures and there'll be things in it that like didn't exist at the
But
time.
Pana him go off flash. Pana flash fully on.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never seen this.
You can watch the video. Like the video is
Hold
when
on,
you
I'll
know.
watch it, man. Well, let me go 13 and
The
save
video
it.
is when you know it was crazy. So yeah, Axeman is calling out some other greats too. He said Michael Jackson, Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, those are definitely some. The other person I'd like to see live as well would be James Brown. But
Ooh.
yeah, Jimi Hendrix for sure. I would also like, and then there's some acts that I could call that people probably wouldn't know.
You know who I would
But,
like to,
yeah.
which is an easy one, a dead easy one. I would like to watch one of those, or like those old Michael Jackson concerts,
When he's standing up on the stage and people fainting.
like the ones where he can't even perform because the crowd has literally lost their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he
so-
has to stand there for like 2 minutes because the crowd will not let him perform.
Kevin, I don't know if y'all see this video, right? Where this guy went up on stage and climbed up on the, like,
Yeah,
Michael Jackson was
that's the old
on what you call them
The
things?
scaffolding.
Yeah, and Michael holding on to the man for dear life and trying
Yeah.
to perform, and the man having the time
Of his life. Of his life.
This man is literally in ecstasy because he is living out his dream. Like, you could tell, hey, care what happened after that.
Yeah.
You could lock me up, do whatever, put me out the concert. The man literally up there, all Michael sweat just dripping on him, Michael hand around him, and the man is living, okay? You also after the video when the
because-
security tried to remove him and he was not letting go.
Y'all ever
Let go.
had like a fanboy moment or fangirl moment?
No,
No.
nobody that really fan
No, like I see Cartel once.
over.
Cartel made you fan out?
Not fan out in like that kind of way, but I was like, oh my God, I actually getting to see Cartel. Because one, I was in high school and everybody else was home. And I got to go see Cartel. This was like the first and only time I got to see him when Pam brought him to... Yeah, man.
That was the showdown challengers.
Yes. So that was when I was like, okay, I'm deaf. Because that's when I think that's what I was around the time when I discovered dancehall and me love a dancehall.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody knew me from high school, they knew that like Cartel was it for me.
Okay.
So just being
this
able
was Black
to...
Cartel.
Yes.
Black Cartel
This was original color
Picture
Cartel.
me and you and me.
Listen, as I down in the crowd like, I can't believe this is happening in Annaga school tomorrow. I can't wait to go tell my friends.
That's the Cartel.
That's the Cartel. But other than that, no, because you know why? I've met enough artists to know not to fan out. They might seem nice and sweet on TV, but when you meet them in real life, they're terrible. The only person I could really say that I've met and I was like, wow, this person is like an angel reincarnated was Kes. Kes just is literally, you see the vibe that he carry on his performance, like how he'd just be.
I love watching Kes live.
No, that's how he is in real life.
Kes is if Kes was in another genre, like let's say like R&B or like something like that, or rock, he would have been godlike status. I'm telling you, as somebody who's like worked with him and so, like he'd be godlike status.
Nah, Kes was too cool.
The only, and I didn't. Okay, like.
That song was terrible.
I work with a lot of artists, obviously, and so like I don't really get that way.
You know what I mean?
The only time I think I was in an artist presence and like meeting them, it was just kind of like an experience. Would have been Stephen Marley. Like he has a, you know what it is? I think like humans fall into certain categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some of us that are like jesters. There's some of us that are like mystics. You know, that like we fall into like these different categories. Like I feel like when I met Stephen Marley, I felt like I was in the presence of like a high priest.
Ooh. Spiritual experience.
Yeah, it was very spiritual. Like I didn't fan out or anything, but it was just, you know, it's like one of them things where, okay, it was weird too, because I walked into his tour bus, and we sat down. Bear in mind, I'm the only person who is like there now who has not met with him before. I was with his team of people, and everybody just, without, like there was no signal, there was no nothing, everybody just sat, stopped talking, and he just taught for like 5 minutes.
That's vibes.
You know who I would like to meet? Like meet
That's vibes.
meet in a non-performance way, in terms like, you know, a lot of like some celebrities like meet them backstage, meet them like when they're about to do a performance or something. I think I would like to bump into like Lauryn Hill, just without being backstage, and just have a conversation with her.
They're gonna take a wild friend, because you know she never really friend inside. Don't know how you're gonna meet her.
No, but
I would.
I asked about this. I'm very close friends with her tour manager. Big up Alex one time. She listened to the show again.
Aww.
But I'm very close friends with her tour manager, and I asked her like, what is Lauryn like in real life? Is she like insane, like people as make it sound and so?
I don't think she's insane.
And she says, no, you know what it is? With Lauryn, she has different priorities to everybody else.
Yeah, I don't think she's insane at all.
Like it doesn't matter if she has a show to go and perform. Like if she's passing and she sees like a child and the child look hungry, like everything stops. Like she stops. Like who's that child mother? Like whatever. Like she and like they deal with that before moving on. So it's like that's the kind of things that happen.
That's why I get one of my favorite artists. And one time I was like walking through Soho, and I saw him because he colors his hair randomly. I saw this person with green hair. This was like 2018, I think. 2018 or 2019. And I saw this person like across the street. And I was like, that looked like Frank Ocean, you know. But he was by himself. So I'm like, can be. And kept walking. The next day, I saw the headline, Frank Ocean spotted in Soho. I was vexed. Because because I was like, I was right there. I saw him. I could have crossed the street and say hello, but I just, it's just, I mean, like you wouldn't expect a celebrity. And of course, he had like in the picture that was taken, like his bodyguard was like walking a ways behind him. But I was just like, that's admirable. Like, you're such a major celebrity, and you're in tune with your own life to the point where you could just walk down the street.
I think part of it is the artists that keep their personal lives personal.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they're not in album mode or tour mode, they don't hear from them. Those are the artists that I like. Those artists the most. They tend to be the artists that resonate with me. Like the music So like for instance, like if we're talking rap, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, that kind of energy there. Like you don't hear from them unless it's like music. And I feel like those are the people you want to like hang out with. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah. So guys, that's a nice exercise for you guys. Figure out if you could time travel.
That's what we was talking about today.
Yeah, if you could time travel, what would you go and see? I think that's an interesting exercise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would like to go back and see.
I would like to see my birth.
Interesting.
No.
I want to see it though.
Not me. I want to see. Locally. I want to go back and see. I would like to go to a speech, a Malcolm X speech. I would like to go back and. I would like to go back and shadow, Robert Bradshaw.
Ooh.
You hear so many stories?
That's a good one.
I like to go and shadow him for like a week.
Shadow Dougie.
You could still do that.
No, but I mean like peak Dougie when he was
in the heights of his powers.
Yeah, man.
Miss, have you not seen the videos? Dougie's in the peak of his powers right now.
No.
Dougie on the treadmill looking jiggy.
Listen, the man putting us to shame out here, you know? The man putting us to shame.
Dougie look fitter than me. I ain't gonna tell a lie.
Younger than us too. I'm telling you, when you're out of politics in that way, when you're not in power, right? It has reversed the aging. Yeah, because when he was in power, like he started looking older, and I think being in power takes a toll on you.
For everybody.
Yeah, but like no, the man not in power. The man out there. What year?
Obama looked like he was in office for 25 years.
Okay, see? Telling you, when you leave power, it is reverse, like something does reverse, and you just start looking younger again.
Yeah, because the major stresses are gone. You don't have to deal with and managing an entire country again. So your stresses are gone, and your body starts to like catching itself. Like even people, like there's like people who does like that. Let's look at these pandemic managers. Like a lot of people who have to be managing the pandemic, like task force. Like everybody at some point had looked exhausted, but lately you've seen them and they kind of freshen up again. Like it's just
the vacation.
Like,
we spoke about it right here.
Employment fatigue is real.
Yeah,
employment fatigue is real.
Yeah, so I believe that it's probably when you get out of politics, there's a company that exists that supplies you with fetus stem cells to bring you back to like human form, as you've evolved as a result of your time in politics. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's probably what's going on there. I could be wrong, but
you probably right.
Yeah.
You sound right to me.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys would like to be involved in politics?
Hell no.
maybe not as a candidate.
Hell, yes. Hell.
I don't believe you, Jade.
Okay.
No, I can tell you why. I think that's why I say involved in politics, not necessarily as a candidate. I believe Jade would. Let's say one of Jade's friends were involved in politics. I think Jade would be very active in the media team and stuff like that.
Maybe let me don't say hell.
Jade would be like a PR person.
I just so wary of anything political in saying it's that ain't even funny because of the behavior and the dirty politics and all of these things.
You think your friend would be different? That's what happened.
No, I don't. I don't know who told you that, but no, I don't. I definitely do not. Politicians are politicians as them.
I believe that you have to have a certain, let's say, je ne sais quoi, to be a politician. I believe you have to.
Make at it.
One of my friends
Yeah.
messaging me telling me that they're involved in politics and I don't help them an inch.
Oh yeah.
see,
I know who that
can't do
friend is.
politics.
So
I know who that
Listen,
friend is too.
he may have just undermined my entire argument, and I digress.
See?
I can't do politics. I can't do politics.
I got
because
him message
think-
me
I
to
think
birthday
I'm
because I
too-
don't even think of him like that.
I'm like low. I'm too low tolerance for politics. Like I'm the
Right.
person who would be on stage. Somebody says something to me, and I like even down to like the NEOC press briefings. Like they just stood there for like God knows how long and spoke about all the things they need to speak about, and then you come and ask me the same question about what I just said. I would be the person to troops.
Troops had to like echo through the building.
Like- like-
Troops. Speaking of
like,
troops,
I'd be like,
I
don't
taught
have
my
it.
I taught my CPL boss how to troops.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had
Wait,
at
where was he? Where were they from?
England.
Mm.
Oh, okay, that's why. Because I'm like, why are you teaching? Like,
No, well,
somebody from
he
the Caribbean
actually
to
he spent
troops?
so much
That's
time in the
okay.
Caribbean that he know a lot of Caribbean things and stuff.
But he didn't know that.
But he didn't know to
But
troops.
yeah, he didn't know.
But
He don't know
did you
the
know-
correctly. So I was
Oh.
giving him the bit, and then I was teaching another one who had no idea what a troops was.
You know, one of the most
He was doing the
fascinating
suck teeth.
discoveries I've
That's
Yeah.
what happened.
is
Yeah.
there's different types of troops
That's
across
it.
the Caribbean.
They were doing the suck teeth.
They
There's
heard me
different
troops so
types of
much that
troops.
was like, that was like,
How do you do that?
yeah, they wanted to perfect it because every minute I would just troops because some nonsense would just piss me off.
The Caucasus.
Well, imagine if they listened to this show, because remember we had somebody who said I troops too much,
Yeah.
and guess
It's a Caribbean thing. Like that's how we express ourselves. It's either troops or a bad word. Which
no,
do
my
you
thing
prefer?
is I don't care because I'm not going to change the way I do the show that I am on. I
You don't like it, and I'm
like-
telling you, have your own show. Simple,
said it already,
simple
this
maths.
is not
It's not my
parliament.
show. Lies it is.
It is.
Yeah, so
You're so
Oh,
funny.
big up Pinocchio one time.
Bye.
I was asking myself, but really, actually, who show it is?
If it's you show, and I'm my show.
Is it really the people show?
So who is the people?
And aren't you a people?
I think he's a people. I was so confused.
Pinocchio definitely is a people. I've met him.
On that note, I think it's time to take a break and jump into some talking trash with our friends from the Solid Waste Management, because as him doing as him things. So.
What? Are
Yeah,
you behaving?
yeah.
I'm behaving so
it's
well
okay, friend.
today.
It's okay, friend.
Y'all are trying to paint me.
he's been doing
Oh,
good.
no.
He's been doing good.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
Thank you, Sir Duke. I appreciate it. I don't know what you're trying to put me in.
See, somebody said, "Guys, be nice." I tell you, sir, you know.
What?
Let me,
You're the ones who teaching the Caucasus to troops.
yeah, so they can express themselves.
Anyway, we'll be right back, guys.
If you say you love your little dear country, try to do something positively. Be a watchdog for the environment. Don't leave everything to the government. We dump our garbage anywhere, lit on the streets everywhere. Our behavior is telling me that we really don't care. Take some pride in your country. Volunteer to clean where it's dirty. Tourism development needs a healthy environment. Whenever we litter, we threaten our survival. So those who engage in it should be treated like criminals. So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. Do what we can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course. If you are a proud citizen, you have the right, you have a reason to save this land from destruction. You have an obligation to become involved in anything which affects this nation. nation.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean.